morning, students. I am Chaitali Sinha, working in Aris College of Education. Today, I have come up with another video, which is for introduction of educational research. And today we will deal with review of related literature. Review of related literature has two very important words: review and literature. So review means to view again any literature which has been written for that particular subject in which you are interested. Literature refers to the knowledge of a particular area of investigation of any discipline, which can include theoretical, practical, or research studies. So it's the knowledge in a particular area where a researcher wants to do the investigation. It can be of any discipline, and the body of knowledge is created through theoretical, practical, and research studies. Review means to organize the knowledge which is there of a specific area of research, to evolve an edifice of knowledge to show that his or her study would be an addition to this field. So what we review the literature to make it more prominent that if we conduct certain type of research related to that particular area, we will do some addition to the body of knowledge. Review of related literature is the task which is highly creative and tedious, because the researcher has to synthesize the knowledge. Whatever knowledge is spread across different literature, the researcher has to bring them together and provide an unique way and use it in a unique way in his own study, so that his own study become more stronger in the field of review of literature. Why do we need to do review of literature? The first one is, we do review so that we can understand, we can know what kind of work is being done in the interest area where the researcher is trying to do some more research. So we try to find out the interest or relevant area where the researcher wants to do the research, so that he should not repeat the researches which have already been done. Otherwise, he will lose his energy by doing or repeating the same work. It also provides the updated information in the related field of study. So the person who is studying a particular field, he will be updated related to the area by studying literature. It also helps to avoid the replication of the study of finding. So the study which is already been done will not be replicated, so that the study will be a unique study. Also, it will help to understand what are the different methodologies which are used by other researchers, what are the different data collection tools used and employed by the other researchers, also the procedures which they have followed and how they have drawn the conclusion from their findings. The researcher will understand all these nuances, and when he will understand, he can work better for his own research area. It also justifies why a researcher is doing research in that particular field. When he does the literature review, he finds out certain gap in the literature, or in the knowledge, in the body of knowledge. So he tries to fill that gap with, by doing the research which he intended to do. So it justifies that why he actually wants to do that research. It also serves as the source of problem of the study. So the researcher understand or find out the gap which is there in the study, and then according to that he starts finding out the answers to that gap area. So that becomes the source of his study. Also, he tried to find out what is the difference between the previous studies and the study which he is trying to do. So he tries to do something more into that particular field, and he proves by doing literature review that there is certain difference between his study and the study which are done previously. Also, review of literature helps to formulate hypotheses. Hypotheses are nothing but the tentative answers of the particular problem which the researcher wants to solve. So those tentative answers or the hypothesis can be formulated using the previous literatures. Also, it provides the rationale of the study. Why the study is being conducted, what is the importance of the study, also proved by doing review of literature. And the researcher can discuss the results and findings by comparing the previous researches. So he can discuss the findings and results in a great depth manner by studying the previous researches. What are the different sources of review of literature? The first source is books and textbooks which are written by the experts of that particular field, and the books which are written by different experts by doing huge amount of research in that particular field are the excellent source of research literature. Also the periodicals, which can be the yearbooks, the documents, the almanac, the cumulative book index, international index. Two periodicals can act as review of literature. The periodicals which are published during different time intervals like fortnight or monthly or quarterly or bi-monthly or sometimes yearly act as the source of literature, where the particular topic is being written by the expert who has done extensive study on that particular topic. So that becomes a very authentic study or literature for the researcher. Also the abstracts. When we study the abstracts of different researches, we can understand what kind of work has been done into that. So that is also a source of review of literature. The next type of source of literature are encyclopedias. Encyclopedias are the books which are having concise information related to a number of subjects which are written by specialized of that particular subject. So it can be subject specific, interest specific encyclopedia, or it can be a general knowledge encyclopedia. But in both the cases, those were written by the experts or specialists, so it gives an authentic data related to the particular field of work. Encyclopedias also include illustrations and bibliographies, which provides an in-depth study if the researcher wants to do, can go further and study the bibliography, that is the literatures which are provided in the bibliography, so that he can get more idea related to that specific field of study. One such encyclopedia is published from New York. The encyclopedia is called Encyclopedia of Educational Research. This is published after every 10 years, and it includes all the different kind of work, research work, important work done in the field of education. So it provides a very wide range of understanding related to the field of educations and those studies which changes the face of education altogether. So Encyclopedia of Educational Research really provides a good amount of literature, a good review of literature which is helpful in the field of education. The next source of literature is Almanac, Handbook, Yearbook and Guides. World Almanac is a book of fact which is published again from New York. It is a very excellent source of miscellaneous informations which are from varied subjects. One such book, Handbook of Research on Teaching, which is published from Chicago, provides a comprehensive research on teaching with an in-depth and extensive bibliography. So again, this bibliography can be used for more studies because this handbook in research is being prepared by using these studies which are done, and they are being written down or jotted down in a form of bibliography, which again provides a huge amount of literature for the researcher. Yearbook of Higher Education. This also provides the informations which are related to the higher education, and it gives an understanding that what kind of changes through researches are being done in higher education. Then we have specialized dictionaries. Specialized dictionaries in the field of education includes different terms, specific terms which are used in education, the words which are very subject specific, as well as their meaning. So it gives an idea to where we use the word, and it enriches the vocabulary which is very subject specific to education. One of such site is known as ERIC, Educational Research Information Center. This is a place where we can find different researches which are done in the educational field, and also they are available to the procurer in a very usable form, so they can be used readily. So ERIC has also been very good source of review of literature, and most of the researchers rely on it very much. Then we have dissertation and theses which are being submitted by the researcher after the end of their research. These dissertations are the main source or the excellent source of review of literature. Also, from the recommendations which are being put forth in the theses, the further researches can be done. So the researcher can find different problems related to the field of study by studying the recommendations which are given in the dissertations as well. newspapers, the newspapers which are updated data, which have updated data, informations, speeches, different kind of reports, conference reports, different kind of laws which are published every now and then, and different changes which are introduced in the field of educations are being published in the newspaper. They also provides an excellent source of literature. They can be used as the source of literature from where we can draw different kind of conclusions. Also, it has different current event and educational news. Now, this current event sometimes gives us the idea which is the contemporary field where the researcher should do more in-depth study. So these current events in the field of education or in the community can give an idea to the researcher that which are the field where he or she needs to put their focus and which needs to be discovered more. So it newspapers are also a very excellent source of identifying the problems, and the educational news where we can see that what kind of dis, dissatisfaction is found in the people and how to solve them also provides a very good or excellent source of problem. So newspapers, which in one hand provides a understanding or updated data about a different kind of things in the field of education, as well as in the other hand it provides also, or it helps to develop the problem, research problem in that particular field. So newspaper also acts as a very good source of review of literature. So these are the source, and we have also seen why we need it. So what is the main purpose of review of literature is that we should understand research in a better way. We should know what we are tend to do. We should understand that we should not repeat the things which are already done by somebody else, and also we should always understand this whenever we are doing research. We want to do some kind of improvement. So to do any kind of improvement, we need to have an in-depth understanding of that field, and it is provided by the review of literature. I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you. See you again with my new video.